What's up, my peeps? It is now time for another Extreme Rules 2013 prediction game video. This is Del Rio, Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger in an I Quit match, and yes, that is a Jack Swagger created character. That is not the in-game Jack Swagger. So, if you think he looks different and you're wondering why your in-game Jack Swagger doesn't look the same, that's because this isn't the in-game Jack Swagger. This is actually a new created character of Jack Swagger I downloaded a different one before, but Jack Swagger changed his hairstyle, so went ahead and downloaded another one. I like to keep my characters as updated as possible, which is why oftentimes you'll find like a Dan Bryan created character or a CM Punk created character, Wade Barrett, and people ask me, why are you playing as a created character of them when they're already in the video games? What's the point of that? And like I said, I just like to stay updated. You know, superstars change their attires, they change their hair, they change their look. So you know, in order to keep it as updated as possible, just like, you know, what you see on TV, I download these created characters and sometimes arenas. Anyways, talking way too much about video game here, so yeah. Anyways, this matchup, if you haven't been watching the past couple of weeks, this was initially supposed to be a ladder match. It was supposed to be a triple threat ladder match between Jack Swagger, Alberto Del Rio, and Dolph Ziggler for Dolph Ziggler's World Heavyweight Championship. But a week before this pay-per-view on a SmackDown, you had Dolph Ziggler getting kicked in the head by Jack Swagger, and that caused a concussion for Ziggler, and because of that concussion, he is not cleared to wrestle this Sunday at Extreme Rules. So obviously, the plans had to, you know, change, and people were questioning, you know, is Dolph Ziggler going to be stripped of the championship? Is the title going to be vacated? Is maybe Del Rio and Jack Swagger going to fight for the championship? And some people also thought, myself included, that maybe Big E Langston could replace Dolph Ziggler in that matchup and defend the World Heavyweight Championship for Dolph Ziggler in the triple threat ladder match. He could have represented Dolph Ziggler in that matchup, and it's not like it hasn't been done in the past. It actually has been done in the past. A couple years ago on SmackDown, when they had the best of 7 series, or was it best? Pretty sure it was the best of 7 series between Booker T and Benoit for the United States Championship. Booker was the champ at that time. He had gotten injured, so he couldn't compete anymore, and that was during the best of series, the best of 7 series. So what he did is he got Randy Orton to replace him in one of the matches. I think it might have been the last match, actually, or the one before that or something. I think it was the last match. And so Randy replaced him, and he defended the United States Championship for Booker T. So it's been done before. So, you know, I was expecting maybe for Big E to defend the title for Dolph Ziggler. But I guess that's not going to happen. Big E Langston is not on the Extreme Rules card, and he's not in this matchup. And then, you know, Teddy Long came out on Raw to announce that Dolph Ziggler will no longer be competing, and instead Jack Swagger and Del Rio will be facing off in a #1 Contenders I Quit match. Which I forgot to mention, by the way, this is for the #1 contendership to the World Heavyweight Championship. So whoever wins this matchup gets to challenge Dolph Ziggler next. Now, so they change it from a ladder match to an I Quit match. I'm a fan of both matches. I like I Quit matches, and I also enjoy watching ladder matches. But I think I enjoy maybe ladder matches more, but I Quit matches can also be equally as entertaining. Now, although it's no longer for the World Heavyweight Championship, so the world title cannot be hanged up, you know, above the ring or whatever, I feel they could have still had a ladder match between these two guys. Just instead of having the World Heavyweight Championship hanging, you know, above the ring, since that's not on the line, they could have had a #1 contendership contract. Kind of like when John Morrison faced off against Sheamus in a ladder match to determine the #1 contender for The Miz's WWE Championship, because The Miz was the champion at that time. And, you know, above the ring was a contract, pretty much, to, you know, that person would sign or whatever, so they could have a match for the championship. So there doesn't need to be a championship, you know, hanging above the ring, but I'm fine either way. It's not a ladder match, but an I Quit match. I enjoyed that as well, like I said. But I also feel a ladder match would have made more sense because the weeks leading up to the pay-per-view, they had used a lot of ladders. You had Jack Swagger freaking taking. I'm still surprised at that moment when Jack Swagger took out Biggie Langston, Ricardo Rodriguez, Del Rio, and Dolph Ziggler. All of those guys on his own. He he took a ladder and just beat the hell out of all of them. And then you also had Del Rio taking out Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler, I believe, with a ladder as well. And you also had that SmackDown where they fought for the ladder or whatever. So, a ladder match I thought would have made some sense. But, yeah, anyways, let's talk about my prediction here. I'm going with Del Rio winning this one. For the simple fact that, well, actually, there's maybe two reasons. First reason is, in my opinion, the most obvious one, is the fact that Del Rio's a face, and you've got Jack Swagger who's a heel. And then you've got Dolph Ziggler who's also a heel. I don't think Jack Swagger wins this matchup and challenges for the World Heavyweight Championship, fights another heel champion. I know they fought one-on-one on Raw, it was heel versus heel, but that was a non-title match. And when it becomes a title match, it gets much more complicated because then the champion also gets, the rematch clause. So the feud, it has to be a feud. It's not just a one-on-one match when it comes to the championship, when that gets involved. That's pretty much the major reason why I think Del Rio's going to win. So it could be a face versus heel. And the second reason would be that Del Rio still has yet to get his rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship. He still hasn't gotten it. Dolph Ziggler won the championship off of him on an episode of Raw, and since then, Del Rio has not gotten a rematch. And the rematch he was going to get at Extreme Rules, it was going to be a triple threat match. It wasn't one-on-one. So those are pretty much my two reasons why I think Del Rio is going to win this I Quit match and make Jack Swagger say I quit. I feel these two reasons are, big enough to justify my prediction. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, as always, can click that like button, I'd really appreciate it. And with that said, I'm out guys, see ya.